This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, right. In the last session, we finished configuration and we actually need to start planning. Yeah. So I was telling you that there are almost 4 different types of planning, and sales order based planning cannot be done in advanced planning because we don't have integration with GATP. And then there are other 3 types, which is manual with check, manual without check, and also production in planning run. So out of 4, there are 5 in fact. The fifth one is actually a classical GATP, which integrates with PPDS. But whereas other 4 are PPDS, less of GATP is CTP. Okay. So what I've done is I created one entire structure, that is FG and SFG raw material, so that we can see multi-level planning, and we can see it's a sales order based planning where you create a sales order. The moment you create a sales order, the sales order is not published to APO, but still you can see in the background sales order comes to APO as a temporary quantity assignment. It creates a planned order, multi-level. Yeah, it bomb explodes. It plans at a finished goods level, semi-finished goods level, and a raw material level, all the 3 levels, and then confirms the sales order. So schedule lines are confirmed based on the end date of planned order. Keep in mind, after the planned order finish date, you will still have, there are a lot of other lead times in GATP, that is sales order based planning, where um, the moment the material is available, you have pick pack time that we call transportation time. Pick pack time, then we have a loading time, the time that requires you to load it onto the truck. Then you do post goods issue. Yeah. Once you do post goods issue, then there will be transit time. Transit time is from your DC to the customer. What is the transit time? And then there is unloading time. That is the time required to unload the goods from the truck to the DC of customer. Yeah. So all these times are there. So this is actually called transportation and shipment scheduling, which I normally teach in GATP. Yeah, not part of PPDS. But why I'm saying that is the material available date, that is finished date of planned order, may not be equals the that final, the requested delivery date, because all these things comes into picture if there is anything maintained. Okay. So let's see how this works. And then for that I have created 3 products, 2 resources. 2 resources is because one for semi-finished goods, one for semi-finished goods, and then uh, PDS for finished goods, PDS for semi-finished goods. So you will get a flavor of, you all these days you saw S4 HANA, then advanced planning. Here you see, you don't see much difference. PDS or whatever we do, everything remains the same. But let's learn how to set up a variant for planning, and see all the different types of planning in APO system, and then in S4 HANA system also we'll see, you will see the difference. Okay. Um, so the transaction. So let me just show you um, the PDS at least, so that you know that I've actually named it as CTP because mainly I created this for CTP functionality. Okay, hence to identify, I've created it as CTP-FG1. Yeah, so this is the T code for PDS. Same T code in advanced planning also. So it's taking a while because it's the first time that we are CTP-FG1. Yeah. See here, none of the fields are open. I showed you in the PDS in advanced planning. You saw this offset, that relationships and then operations. There are a lot of things which were open for you to edit, but in PDS there is nothing which is open. Okay, so what I've created is CTP-FG1 is a finished product, and the input for that is CTP-SFG1. If you click on this one, exactly like bomb we do, it go then other screen comes up, and you see it'll tell you see, yeah, this opens up. So where the input for semi-finished goods is CTP-raw1. Okay, and if you go and look at the operations, there is one operation and there are two activities, exactly like yeah, and then let me drag this up. So I've created two resources. One is CTP-WC1, that is for producing finished product, and then uh, CTP-WC2 is to produce the semi-finished goods. Now, there are master data and configuration specific to um, CTP. Okay, so what I want to do is I've just did a dry run. It looks to be working actually. Uh, so, but we'll get into all those details. Okay, so the one procedure that you didn't see in the configuration last week was the procedure called 3, which is cover dependent requirements immediate. Okay, so that one we'll see here. PPDS, yeah, planning procedure. So you remember in advanced planning we have 1, we have 2, we have 4. See here how many procedures are there. We have 1 which is manual with check, manual without check, which is 2. Uh, and this is not available in HANA yet as of now. Okay, and this is why we are here. And planning in planning run, yes, it is there. Multi-level ATP check, it's not part of advanced planning. Okay, so we saw actually the events and all, but there is an event for 3 which has to be maintained, or else the CTP functionality will not work. So what is that event? So there is an event where you say whenever I create a sales order or change a sales order, what should happen? It should start product heuristic immediately. And these two are important. Rest are, that's all for reuse mode. Okay, when it reuses the same plant receipt, what it should do, but that's actually not important. What is important is make sure that whenever you create or change sales order in the background, a product heuristic should be executed immediately. Okay, then product heuristic. What is product heuristic? So we need to create a CTP heuristic and assign it to the product method. So when I come to this, I will show you uh, where to assign and how to execute that. So we can actually create one heuristic called go to maintain heuristic, exactly same what you saw last week. Okay, exactly same. If you scroll down, there will be one heuristic called SAP PP underscore CTP. Here we are. So you can say F just to know that we have created, and you all know that we actually went through all the strategy parameters and all last week in our configuration session, so you don't have to worry about it. So here make sure you always have planned shortages, and that's how it works. When you say planned shortages, you think that you have planned orders or stocks already, and the sales order quantity is higher than the available quantity, so then there is a shortage, right? So this product heuristic should actually plan for the shortages, means it creates a planned order. And when it creates a planned order, you have two options: whether that planned order should be infinite planned order, or whether that planned order should be finite planned order. The whole purpose of doing sales order based planning is to do finite planning, so that it goes and schedule plans and schedules the order where there is available capacity. If you do infinite, it will just create a planned order. Okay, so which doesn't add any value. So for that, see, lot sizes, you have a setting called use lot size settings from heuristic. If you use this, you'll have to define all the min max. If you don't do this, it looks at the product master, what we have defined, and based on that, the lot sizes will be taken. The very important thing that needs to be checked here is this. This needs to be find slot. Okay, this needs to be find slot. Only then it will be a finite. It will go and look for the slot available, and it planned orders are planned and scheduled only in within that slot. Okay, so this is very safe. Finite capacity as specified in the resource. Okay, so in the resource master, you have to tell that whether finite capacity is a bucket capacity or a time continuous capacity, and that is relevant for finite scheduling. So you don't have to do anything. The only thing that you have to change is this. Default CTP heuristic comes with infinite. You have to change it to finite. Okay, adopt. So on top of many heuristics that we created um, last week, this is the additional heuristic that needs to be copied and small modification within that. Okay, so when we get to CTP today sometime, we will see what are the other settings that we have to do. The one more thing that I want to change now is uh, one of the settings that I actually maintain for testing. So I'll have to go and remove that. We'll come to all this. What is check mode? What is checking group and all. Let me make it clear that a lot of guys go to implementations and start saying that um, you know CTP, we need a GATP consultant. No, I'll show you what is the configuration. You don't need a GATP consultant to actually configure CTP for you. Okay, there is only one config that is required, and you need to have a background of what it is, from where it is coming. It actually played around yesterday with me. It took a lot of time for me to set this up. Okay, it's not actually straightforward, but I'll show you what are the things that you'll have to change. Okay, here I'll not explain anything. I'll come back to this. See, a lot of industries, paper industry, wherever steel industries, oil industry. So wherever they use block planning, and they expect system to have a CTP heuristic executed. Okay, sometimes without block planning, CTP, product allocation, RBA, everything is used together. So any requirement where the planning needs to adhere to the sales orders, considering the available capacity, CTP is the functionality. Okay, like I said, the production part of GATP, you don't need a GATP consultant. If someone talks about allocation, RBA, backorder processing, that's when you need a GATP consultant. But for this is actually, I would say, 80% PPDS, 20% GATP. Okay, so don't demand a GATP consultant for this. Okay, so let's go back and review our product. If there is any change that we have to do, let's have a look. I think Serum must have given access to AP also. Once AATP is integrated in advanced planning in S4, I think you'll have to just do this in that box. That's all. So our product is CTP-FG1. Okay. And the beauty is in APO, every field is editable. See here, I can just go and edit, whereas in advanced planning, it cannot be edited. So the focus is only this for now. When I come to CTP heuristics, I'll show you what are the things to watch out for. Okay, there are a few fields. This tab itself is not there in advanced planning. Okay, in PPDS, so I have given PP planning procedure to manual without check. Okay, we'll see how this works. This is used for uh, single level planning. So just to get back to our Excel, I think I've closed it. Very important, guys. This planning is very important. Yeah, you need to know how to set up the variance. So now when we do planning, let's set up a variant and do a single level, multi-level, everything. And then we'll do that in S4 also. Shouldn't take a lot of time. So there are, I'll not repeat this in S4. I'll definitely do, but going in detail and all, because both are same. It's good to do in this box because we have additional functionalities. So we'll focus more on those additionals. So like I said, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, these are all the procedures. Okay, and 1 is manual with check. 2 is manual without check. Cover dependent requirements immediately. This is production planning in planning run. So planning in planning run. So here, it's just like that, let's do this. What this does, manual with check, multi-level check, single level planning. This is the catch here. It checks multi-level, but plans single. Multi-level check, single level plan. This is classic single level planning. This is multi-level finite material and capacity planning. This is multi-level infinite planning. Okay. So what are the heuristics used? Here we use MRP2 heuristic. Here we use MRP1 heuristic. Here MRP2 heuristic. Here we use CTP heuristic. And then multi-level infinite planning we use MRP2. See here, common is MRP2 heuristic is used in manual with check. MRP2 heuristic is used multi-level infinite planning. Why? Because it needs to check. Here, it only checks multi-level. But here, it checks and plans. But still, you use the MRP2 heuristic. But the output also you get from procedure 4 is because of the setting that we have made in the um, procedures. So here, same heuristic, because of planning procedure 4, it checks and also gives you planned orders. Here, it doesn't even check. It will just give you planned. So let's see all the 4. Then I told you we have 5, which is classic GATP, multi-level ATP check. Okay. So that is classic. The output is actually the in procedure of 5, which is multi-level ATP. The output can be a plant order, or the output also can be um, a tree structure. So we call it ATP tree structure. Yeah, and then that ATP tree structure is converted to PPDS plant order. So those are all GATP I cover, not in PPDS. This is just for your know only. So let's see all this. Let us see if we have any demand to start with. I want a blank slate to start with so that we know what we're talking about. So let's go here, 000. We go inside. There is nothing. No demands, no receipts. I go to change mode, put some demand. Just to start with, I'll put say 500. Yeah. So when I want um, end of next week. See, every time you need something, right? Some demand you need to start with, whether it's multi-level or single level, we need something to start with. Okay, so it created a forecast requirement. So this is, keep in mind, this is how it looks when you release the demand from DP. Today, in today's session, when we create plant orders, I'll also show you how to convert plant order to process order. Here only I'll show. But this is nothing but when a forecast is released, it comes to PPDS or SNP in the category FA. How do you know this is category FA? Let me save it first. Just note down QT underscore IO. I think this is GT. Sorry, yeah. GT underscore IO. Yeah, yeah. This is a category. So you should not put slash in. Just go to product view. Give GT underscore IO. Your forecast, your planned orders, process order, S&P planned orders, stock transport orders, purchase orders, whatever is there, you'll come to know what category it is here in this transaction. Okay, so now we have a FA category forecast already sitting here. Okay, and in the next week's session, I'll be showing you how to create a UCR. That's very complicated user profile. Many things that we need to. If time permits today, I'll do this. I'll do in an advanced planning system. It all depends how much time we have. Yeah, so we'll see how to set this up. Okay, and then we'll see rest of the things. What is pegging overview, what is stock, what is periods, what is how to navigate from here to product master, all these things we'll see. Okay, in interactive. All I've done now is I've just created some one demand to start with. Let's move slowly. When we go in interactive planning, you'll be seeing me creating around 25, 30 different demands. Okay, so it's so difficult to create demands in product view, and hence I'll show you how to configure or how to set up product planning table. Life becomes so easy. Okay, so whether just a number you enter there, a forecast is created, a planned order is created. It's easy for multiple products in one screen, in one transaction code. You can do all those. Okay, so this is just to start only. Advanced planning and optimization, um, production planning. I always talk about interactive production planning. That will be not even next Saturday. It will be next Sunday where we'll be going through all this. Okay. So let's focus on planning, straightforward planning. If you want to set up anything in the background, you can go to this. We'll see that also. But first we need to set up variants. Production planning run. Okay, planning version 000. See, this is APO system. We configured all this in advanced planning. So we'll use only the standards, SAP standards we'll use in the system. So SAP 001, propagation range, SAP all. Okay, the display logs is very important if you are running in the foreground. So you need to go and read what system is doing. Okay, single level planning, very straightforward. You'll be seeing me creating more steps in multi-level planning. So heuristic, I told you, the heuristic that we use in single level planning is MRP1. So here MRP 001. The MRP 002, I told you multi-level because plan components immediately. It will plan for the components. That is, it explodes the bomb and also plans. Now I'll use MRP 001. Okay. See, I always tell strategy profile is not required if you are just running a straightforward infinite planning. Why? Because the default strategy profile is already assigned to the global parameters. If you have not maintained here, it reads your global parameters which we saw last week, and it takes from there because it's infinite planning. Absolutely not a problem. Right. When you plan, there are many things that you can plan for. You can go and plan at a product level. You can give orders, means resources, or you can directly give resources. Okay, so you may ask me, why do I need orders, operations, resources here? How do in PPDS you can run this transaction for scheduling also, and hence this strategy profile is there. You all remember yesterday that last Sunday we we created two strategy profile, one for detailed scheduling, one for production planning. So if you are running for a resource, there are some heuristics. I have told you that a heuristic which it says PP underscore 001, MRP underscore 0, all these are production planning heuristics. Then there are some heuristics called DS underscore 0. So if you see DS, it's only used in detailed scheduling. So if you want to do scheduling for a resource, all orders in a resource, on a resource, in the background, this is how you do. Okay, see, if I give resources here, it will not accept. It will say the heuristic that you have scheduled is not relevant for resources. For that, there are other heuristics. Okay, so we have to select products. At the moment you select products, all these things will come. So I'll say my location is this product number. I'll say CTP star or CTP hyphen FG1. Like this also we can give. And I think you all remember that last week I was telling you that planning group, and you can run planning at a production planner level. You can run planning at a planning group level, but it doesn't make sense to put both. I told you first level is planner, and that planner may be part of a group. Okay, so if you plan at a group level, the selection would be wider. Okay, in reality, the selection would be wider than one planner. See, there is a group called say for example milk. Okay, um, in milk you have, I told you there are different flavors, so one planner will be responsible only for strawberry flavor milk. So if you run at a production planner level, the every category or within milk will not be planned. Okay, this if you have configured like that. As I've seen, you have planner level, you have planning group level. So this is a place where you can, instead of giving products, you cannot give products in real time, right? Every day the products keep changing, increasing. So it's dangerous to run planning at a product level. So now I don't have any choice. So I give. So in the real time, selection should be based on a production planner or at a planning group. So all the materials will be selected. Okay. Let me save this and say single level. I will save it. Okay. Now let me change this heuristic to PP. See, this is called stage algorithm heuristic. Okay, so what is stage algorithm? Stage algorithm heuristic is um, it it determines the relationship between finished goods and semi-finished goods, and semi-finished goods and raw material. So PPDS cannot if you go to MD02 transaction in ECC, you just give the finished product. System automatically reads the bomb, explodes the bomb, and it'll explode bomb and plan. Here, if you go and give finished product, it will not actually go and plan your semi-finished goods. So hence what we do, we always run stage numbering algorithm heuristic at a plant level every day. If there is any new product, okay, if there's any new product coming into the system in any plant, the first step will actually build the relationship between FG and or parent to child. It builds the relationship and then it plans. Okay, so hence this should be always um, at a plant level. Okay, then go to step 2. There you call uh, MRP2 heuristic. Okay, again it will be at a product level, and the product is CTP-FG1 in band 1000. You can ask me what is the best practice? Well, there are so many steps here. How do we do it? How do we manage this? How we do is the best practice that I have always done and used is normally um, some places what they do in the first step they run finished goods planning, and in the second step they run semi-finished goods planning. It runs planning so fast there'll be always inconsistencies. Okay, think that there is 1 second delay in publishing the finished goods orders, and then the semi-finished goods orders are next step. So the demand may not be published at all to the semi-finished goods. So you'll see always inconsistency. So what I do is the first step is stage algorithm heuristic. Okay, at a plant level, put all the plants here in the first step, stage numbering algorithm. Then say step 2, step 3 to whatever. I run finished goods planning for different plants. One plant all done, go to the next plant, and after one more plant, like that. Every step should have plants, plant selection, okay, and it should be only finished goods planning. Okay, after 10 minutes, I schedule one more job where I'll have semi-finished goods plan. Okay, doing this, it's a lot consistent. Never put all in one variant, finished goods, semi-finished goods. There'll be high level of inconsistency. Maybe 10 products you won't know. After you go live, you'll see mass hundreds of products planning in few seconds. That's where the problem starts. Okay, so that's the best practice. Two different variants, give a gap of like 5-10 minutes between each, then it should be okay. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I have created two steps. One is stage numbering algorithm heuristic, and for the same material, I'm running MRP2 heuristic. Okay, now I save this and I'll call this as multi-level. Okay, so we call single level first to start with. Make sure display locks is always on. Execute. Straightforward here, easy way of planning. See, it has given the results. It's done. There are no locks. If I being in the same screen, I expect to see a planned order. Straightforward planned order. Yeah, straightforward planned order. Okay, so this is called unfirmed planned order. Actually, I don't want to get into all this now. In the interactive planning, we'll see all the different statuses. There is a different session for that. See, there are so many types of uh, planned orders, applications, everything we'll see in our interactive planning. Here we are only seeing the output of. hmm, it's very easy to delete. We have to delete it now. MRP, I used uh, MRP2 heuristic to get the output. Yeah, let me delete this. Save. Go to product master. For this, I change the procedure now. I will change this to manual with check. Save. And then SFG also. Let's change. Okay. You know that MRP heuristic that we ran, it's a first we ran manual without check. It is not checking anything. Whatever the demand is, it'll just go and create a plan order. Straightforward, we understood. We'll go back. Yeah. And then call multi-level heuristic now. Because I'm expecting system to run stage numbering algorithm and also this. We'll see if there is any, if whether it creates or not. Like I said, they don't have to give product here. You can run it at a plant level. It has actually generated something. Yeah. What it has generated, we have to check. This is forecast. If we go to SFG, okay. So there is 500, and in SFG, there was planned order of 500. It created 555, and then there was, okay. Was there a coverage already for this? 532, 534. See, you can actually navigate like this. From you can go to this. Okay. What has happened while I was testing? I think I left some planned orders in the system. Maybe, probably, I don't know. So we need to um, actually let's clear. Let's clear orders in all the levels. Then there'll not be any confusion. Okay. Save it. These two. See, the dependent demand went. Then deleted, and also the purchase requisition. Okay. You can double check product master for this. From here, you can actually navigate to PPDS tab and see the procedure should be one. Okay, manual with check. So what I'm expecting is, I'm expecting that it throws an error. It should not actually create any orders for me. That is the expectation. But I was surprised when I saw the, okay, So PP underscore 020 is yeah, and here. So right. So now we run this. This is what I expected. An error. What is this error? It it should only check. I told you it will only check, but it will not plan. Okay. So now it checked and didn't plan. Why? Because there is shortage in the level below. See here, product with planning errors. If you go here, product with planning errors, an error occurred for product CTP-FG1 in location 1000. Okay, so what is that? Order not created. Yeah, order not created. So hence order not created. Why? It I think I explained to you how manual with check works. It will check the lower level. Okay, the lower level exists. I also give an example where when you do production, you at the lower level where you always need to have in the factory something like a consumption based planning you do at that level, and you always make sure that there is adequate stock. Yeah, so that without that you cannot start the production. Whenever you have a scenario like that, without certain things, say for example, like I think I gave you grease, waste, some screws, nuts, so these are the things which you always procure from outside. You don't actually manufacture screws, nuts, yeah, grease and all. So this is normally procured externally, but sometimes it's not. If it's not there, you create a production order and release the production order, and you want to start, but there is no grease. Yeah, there are no screws. So hence, in such scenarios, you always use manual with check. It creates planned order only if there is stock available. Okay, now how to make it work? Let's go back here. Even see, uh, even if I try to create a planned order here, let me check. Okay, say 27th, 02, 20. See, even if I try to create an order manually, it will not allow. Why? Because lower level there is nothing. Okay, now lower level there is nothing. Okay, what I should do? I should go to SFG. There I've given procedure 2. Let's check 1000. Yeah, current date say 23rd, 02, 20. Yeah, why it allowed is because even though this SFG has procedure 2, which is manual with check, it allows because the raw material. Okay, let me show that. The raw one is the child. Okay, that doesn't have the procedure. That's why I didn't maintain. See here, here it's manual without check. So here the procedure is not manual with check. Hence it allows you to procure, yeah, or produce at the SFG level. So now I have enough coverage. SFG1. Okay, so I have a coverage in terms of stock or planned order, anything that it needs some availabilities here. This is the field. This is 1000 is available because there's a firmed planned order. 1000 is available, and this is called surplus or shortage. If it is surplus, it shows like this. If it is shortage, there'll be a minus. Okay, there'll be a minus here. Okay, so I'm saving this. I have coverage now at the lower level. Go to FG planning. I was talking about minus. See this. Okay, so surplus or shortage. If it is shortage, then there'll be minus. Okay, if you click that, if there is any planned order, it will show you which planned order is that which can cover that. So that we'll learn when we go to pegging over. Okay, save it. Now if I run planning, I expect system to generate planned orders because I have coverage. multi-level. Okay. Okay. I'm running this. Watch out. I've not changed anything. I'm still running plan components immediately. Single level planning, but multi-level check. And I have coverage for semi-finished goods. Now it must create, should not throw me any error. Yeah, it created. Why? Because it has coverage. Here, surplus and shortage went. There is no shortage. If you click on that indicator, it is a there is no shortage. Why? Because that forecast demand is covered by this order, this planned order. Okay. Now what we should do? So the first one we saw straightforward, manual without check, just creating plan was straightforward. This one we defined some rules. We said if there is no coverage in the lower level, do not create a planned order. We put some planned orders there, and then it created a planned order for us. Okay, now and raw one. Every levels I want um, planned order to be created. So how do we do it? Delete this and go to SFG. There are many things. I'll in interactive planning, I'll show you how to see planned orders, how to navigate, see how to see which resource. There are many things to learn in interactive planning. See, there are many things that we have to see. All this you can navigate. You can go and see um, what are operations, what are the activities, which resources used, what is the total duration of setup, everything. That navigation on we'll see later. Okay, and I'm deleting this. There is nothing, which is good. So all I have now is demand at FG1. Now I'll execute planning. It should give me planned orders at all the levels. Okay, save it. What I should do is I need to change the procedure. I told you the same MRP2 heuristic, which is check plan components immediately. Yeah, it will be used. But this is coming out of the procedure for. Okay, we can run planning, or let's go to product view. Now we can see the navigation also. I'll show you how to see the navigation, because now we are talking about multi-level planning. And we'll see the same thing. Now we have a forecast, and in sales order planning, we'll create sales orders in ECC. Okay, right. Now only forecast is there. I'm going back to the way production planning run. Will not change anything. Let me call that heuristic again, multi-level variant. Just execute. See, you saw, right? It was looking, saying pegging area one, pegging area two. We have two pegging areas now. One is from FG to SFG, other one is SFG to raw material. Okay. If I go back, it would have created a planned order. Select this. See, there are two ways. Either you double click it, you'll know what is the start time, end time, and all. Then what is the requirement? That is the input. It'll say to produce this receipt. This receipt is because of forecast, and then there is a requirement generated at CTP-SFG1. If you double click, it will take you to, it says this is the planned order created. If you double click it again, it'll say the requirement is generated at purchase requisition, it's created. Okay, now instead of doing all this, you go here, select this, or you can even select this one. You see, there's something called order context. Okay, order context. So what is this forecast? What this is pegged to? See, either you explode this or you do like this. See, this is forecast. A planned order is created at FG. See here, product is FG1. Then there is a planned order created for SFG1. Then there is a purchase requisition created for CTP-RAW1. So this is the pegging relationship, and this is the resource used, and this is the resource used for semi-finished goods. Now click on DS. Just we have a session on this. Here I'm only showing you. If you really want to see pegging relationship, you can actually navigate from here also. Okay, go to change mode. This is only for your learning. I recently one of the business user, very experienced, 15 years. He was actually showing me product view, and he was going to DS board. He was showing me product view. Okay, so it's a long process. I just showed him this, and he took notes and he took snapshots and he documented it. 15 years. They didn't know. There are a lot of hidden things that you need to learn in PPDS. Okay, I clicked on change mode. Click on full screen. Yeah. So it says resource pool. These are all the resources that it's interested in. Okay. So where is my order? You can say I want to see my product. Right click. This is where my product is. This is the order. Okay. Or if you want to see raw material first, say begin with graphical object. So yeah, this is the raw material. Okay. You can actually use this also to go this way, or you can use like this here, and you can also zoom it. We'll learn all this. So don't worry. In DS board session, we'll be learning all this. Now I'm just trying to show you. I'm just hiding this so that you can see all this. Yeah, you can actually make it bigger, and I think that there is a many orders now. Only for now, just right like it, pegging relationship. It shows like this. See, this is pegged to this, and this purchase requisition is pegged to this. See, you always have the liberty to move this, all this you can play around. We'll come to this. And then how you do backward scheduling, forward scheduling, bottom up scheduling, all those things we'll learn later. Okay, I'm not saving this. I come back. Now it is asking, do you want to save? Why it is asking, do you want to save? Is because even though planned orders are there, I did some changes in dates and times. Hence it was asking me whether you want to save those. I said no, this is the output of planning. Okay, I have to clear all this. Very interesting guys, going forward, the many good things that you can do in PPDS. I'm deleting this. I'm deleting this also. See how difficult it is. Hence, we have other transactions where you can delete everything in one go. There is something called receipts view. There is something called requirements view. Then there is a product view, product overview. This is product view, what we are seeing, product overview. And then there is product planning table. Product planning table is universal. You can see resources, you can see products, you can see DS board, everything there. So that is universal. Planners spend a lot of time in product planning table and also in DS. DS board. I'm only clearing.
Sanjay,
Mhm.
sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
Sure, tell me.
One question. In the real time, if you want to delete the plant orders or purchase
Mhm.
requisition for a
Mhm.
huge volume of material, okay?
Yeah.
Do we have a separate planning procedure available, or how will do
No,
it?
there is a program. I'll show you that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we use that program to delete all the plant orders. You don't really go and delete like this one by one.
Okay.
Uh, Good question. Anyway, I would have shown that during our interactive, but we can see that now only. Yeah,
Okay.
before we SC38, SAPPO, PP order delete all. Yeah, delete PP order. Okay, so this is the program where we can go and give once again production planner here. I was telling you, you can delete at a production planner level at any given location, or you can define a category. Why category? Because I told you planned orders there are unfirmed, there are output firmed, there are input firmed. So there are planned within planned orders there are three categories, and then there'll be planned order for subcontracting. Yeah, you may think why is planned order at subcontracting? Because this will be at the subcontractor location. Because subcontractor needs to plan and produce, right? So subcontractor creates planned orders, and then see a output firm. Either you can check like this, or you can give the category. Fixed orders are nothing but I'll show you in the DS board. When we fix planned orders, the planned order category will not change. The category remains the same, but they are fixed orders, which cannot be moved forward or backward. So everything can be deleted. You can give a period also. Okay, and then this only displays, doesn't delete. This deletes the orders. You can actually, that's why this is default. You can go and display first so that you know what you're deleting, and then check this indicator, it will delete. If you check this one, it will delete, and also it will send the deletion to ECC. It deletes there also in ECC, the published orders, it will delete there. Okay, so we'll come to this. We'll use this transaction later.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so now what I'm doing is now big thing, concentrate. There is finite planning, material planning, and capacity planning, everything together. Okay, all you have to do in ECC is you need to extend your material to a sales organization and a distribution channel. Okay, to create the sales. Okay, so or else you cannot, right? And you should also look for a customer who is extended to the sales organization. Okay, so let's go to ECC to start with. Let's validate what are the things that we need to create a sales order. Okay, what is that? XT02. I have taken 1400. Okay, company code 1000, I believe. So hit enter. See, this is creating for this first time. Here, either you can do like this, or you can say customer sales area. See, this customer is extended to sales org 1000, distribution channel 10, division 00. Hence, what you should do is you should always extend this material to this. So when you create a material, you have to always call the sales views. Okay, CTP-FG1. You have to make sure that your sales org data, these three, must be maintained, and that must be extended to 1000 sales organization, distribution channel 10. If it is not extended to these, then you cannot see it's extended. As long as you can see that it's extended to the customer. See, customer is extended to is a 1000 sales org and 10 distribution channel. And now my your material should be extended to the sales org and distribution channel. That is this one, and then we should use that particular customer 1400 customer in our sales orders. Okay, in ECC that's all you need. What else? See, the strategy should every strategy is linked to a check mode in APO. Okay, it's called check mode in APO. Here, if I go to MRP3, MRP is always at a plant level, right? So 1000 plant is where I've created a strategy 40. Whenever strategy 40, see in my GATP session, those of you who have learned GATP from me, in those sessions I've shown how to create a strategy, how to create requirement class, requirement type, how to link it with check mode in APO, all those things we do. Okay, so as a we don't need to that level in PPDS. In PPDS, make sure that the strategy that you're using, planning with final assembly, there automatically when you shift it, it picks the relevant check mode. So what is that? And also look at availability check 0 to. Okay, these two fields are important for CTP in APO. If I see here, I go to APO. FG1. You go to ATP tab, you will see 050. Whether it is 060 or 090, you don't have to worry. Okay, because there is a mapping. You change the strategy there, here it changes. There is a mapping between these two fields. Okay, hence don't worry about it, but you need to know what is the check mode. So that at that check mode, you need to do some settings in configuration. I'll show you what is that. See here, 50 warehouse consumption is what you say. And ATP group 02, why we need this? I'll show you. Other things you don't need. Yeah, checking horizon. These are all GATP related fields, so you don't really have to worry. Okay, checking horizon, I showed you that checking horizon is nothing but your total replenishment lead time. Okay, or your in-house production time and GR processing time put together. Yeah, so in GATP we'll do all that. You don't worry. So the moment I put some value here immediately in APO, that value will come. Okay, so that is how it works. When you get the access, go and put 10, save it, give it 10 seconds, you'll see that value in product master. Or you go and put some where is that MRP2? Put some value in in-house production time and put some value in GR processing time. Added some of these two will come there as checking horizon. Immediately give it 10 seconds. Okay, how that works? Okay, so in GATP, where PPDS also will be integrated, we do planning or we do ATP check, right? So we can do ATP check at a horizon, given horizon. I can say next 10 days, go and check only next 10 days. Anything outside 10 days, don't check. Or I'll also say, forget checking horizon, ignore completely. No checking horizon. Yeah, whether checking horizon is 100, 200 or 0, forget it, ignore it. Also we can do. And then we can say, my checking horizon is 5 days. Whether there is availability or not, confirm the sales order on 5th day from now. My checking horizon is 5 days. Okay, on the day that is 5 days, 5th day, the sales order will be confirmed. Whether there is shortage also, it doesn't care, it will confirm. So all these things you can do in GAT. Hence we need checking horizon. It has got nothing to do with PPDS. Okay, let me save this and come back. Right now, write it down. 050 is my check mode. That is all you need to know. Okay, and ATP group is 02. You don't need this. So you may ask me then, why do I need checking calendar? This is taking from the location master. In the location master, by default, this calendar is there. Hence, it defaults. If you don't believe, you can go to the log 3 transaction. This is the location master for 1000. If you go to calendar here, see, this is the reason it always defaults. Any new products created and shift to APO, it by automatically it comes up with this checking horizon calendar, looking at the looking at the product location master. Okay, so why do we need it? I'm saying my checking horizon is 5 days. It's always working days. Okay, then it look at checking horizon calendar, and I already showed you my horizon is my work Monday to Friday is when I work. Saturday, Sunday I don't work. So if you're creating a sales order on a Thursday, so it will go and see Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday you're not working. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it will take this as 5 days. Okay. So if you want that to happen, you need to assign a little calendar here so that it reads that calendar and determines the date. Okay. Absolutely not required for PPDS. This is only for your knowledge. Okay. So what else I need? I need in PPDS tab, I need the planning procedure as 3 and product heuristic as the one we just created, FPPCTP. Okay, save it. Because it's multi-level, you will have to maintain this at all levels. Yeah, make it 3. 3 product heuristic. Why product heuristic? I'll show you. Unit. I save it. And it needs to execute purchase requisition also for raw materials. You see, in reality, we don't do this. Yeah, so we'll always get ECC to plan the components. Is the best practice. I'm having all this. This is all you do. Okay, what is that you need in the resource master? We need few things in the resource master also. Okay, always thumb rule. Okay, WCTP must have, write it down or else it doesn't work. Yesterday when I was testing this, because it's a brand new system, we installed APO recently because some virus attack or something, so we had to actually configure it. So it played. I spent hours. So now I'll show everything works. So note down. It may when something works, you may think it's easy. No, after so many batches, after so much of experience, it played around. It didn't create land order yesterday when I was setting this up. Okay, time continuous capacity is 00 to 24. Okay, and then here make sure this is finite. Okay, this is one check. Time continuous, you see what it is. It should be 24 hours. Okay, then go here. You have to tell that from I want to define my finite capacity should be always bucket. Okay, but that bucket should be read from time continuous capacity. See here, the moment you say it's 24, 00, 27, 28, 29, 30, 30. Why 5 days a week, 24 hours is because of the calendar. Here, if you go to general data, the factory calendar is 01. there is something called W7. This becomes 7 work days. And now you check in PPDS bucket. See, all 24 hours per day available capacity. But you can also say, I want it from Tuesday. Okay, so you'll see you'll see a 24th, 28th, 4th, 11th, 18th, like that. All are Tuesday. Okay, so that's a bucket. So now we'll just leave it as like this. And this should be always, no problem. Bucket capacity, CTP always works with bucket capacities. Okay, and the bucket capacity available per day is 24 hours per day, daily bucket. If you want weekly bucket, then you have to select all bucket schema. Okay, so this is one thing that you have to do. Save it. And you also need it for semi-finished goods. Okay, bucket capacity. Yeah, it's already there. From time continuous bucket capacity. Save it. If you want, you can give W7. Here also we can give. Either go to that tab or give. All are same. Okay, so at the resource level, this is what you need. Now, you have to go to configuration. SPRO. Here, nothing to do with PPDS config, but you have to, in PPDS, that's the only thing I told you. That planning procedure 3, you have to make sure that when a sales order is created, it should go and run product heuristic. You just saw me assigning the product heuristic as CTP there. Okay, so that is product heuristic. GATP. First here, product availability check. Here there is something called check control. Make sure when you go and ATP group is 02, right? There's something called business event. Hey, just a minute. 1 second. Hey, sorry guys, there was someone at my desk. Okay, there is someone. There's something called business event. So business event is like creating a sales order. Sales order is an event. So we say A, and creating delivery is B. So like that, there are many events. Production planning PP, production released PR. Like that, we have many business events. So in this case, we are only interested in business event A. Yeah. So 02 and A. If you forget about this, all GATP scope of check, and let's not get into that. But one thing that you make sure that it's here, make sure that there is. I actually just told you that there are three things. One is no checking horizon, confirmation at checking horizon, and end of check without confirmation at checking horizon. Right? Means end of check. 5 days is my horizon. End it. If there is nothing, forget it. Something like that. So this is like I told you, confirmation at check. So fifth day it will confirm. Make sure when you have CTP, you have no checking horizon, because whenever there is shortage, the capacity could be beyond your checking horizon. Today I don't have capacity. I have capacity after 5 days. Then this checking horizon will stop it. If you know what you're doing, then I'm fine. But if you think that plant orders are not getting created and all those things, when you're learning, make sure these things are all okay. Okay, but only this field, make sure it's no checking horizon set. Okay, and then in general settings, there is something called check instructions. In check instruction, I told you our check mode is 050. It can be anything. Forget about a 050 only should be there. No, it all depends on your strategy group that is assigned in the metal master. Okay, now irrespective of what strategy it is, there will be just a minute. One sec. One sec. Sorry. Okay, so irrespective of what your check mode is, you have to define the check instruction. Go to the product master and see what your check mode is. Check mode is always either 050 or sometimes default will be 041. It can be anything. So position that 050 is our check mode now, and business event is A. I told you A is for sales order. Okay, see, I told you SD order. Okay, SD delivery B. So like that, we have check mode 050 business. Double click this. All these are for GATP. Yeah, product allocation, this one, RBA, rule based availability. All these are for classic GATP only. Okay, what I'm telling in the check instruction is first do a product check. First step. Yeah, means when I create a sales order for 1,000 cases, go and see how much I have. There could be stock of 200, or there could be some availability in terms of production order or purchase order of another 300. So I have 500 already. So the becomes a shortage. So for the rest of the quantity, a planned order should be created, right? So hence we should always say first step. See, when we do allocation, we always say this is second step. Yeah. So now we are not talking about product allocation. So this is one check that you have to make sure, and then scroll down here. There are two fields. Available check only, no production. When you create a sales order, if there is availability of 500 and a sales order is 1,000, oh yeah, what happened? Okay, guys, sorry, a lot of disturbance. I think I'll have to finish the session. Actually, my daughter is not well anyway, so let me finish this one, and then we'll talk about this now. First step is product check, and then availability check, no production. Availability check, then production. When I say availability check only, no production, whatever quantities that you have, yeah, 1000 is my sales order, 500 is my stock available. So your sales order will be confirmed only for 500. When you say availability check first and then production, 500 is available. Okay, it checked it. Then shortage is 500. So for 500, it will create a planned order. Okay. But then there is one more thing called production directly. Means it will not check 500 is there or not. Whatever is there, it ignores. It will create one planned order for your sales order requirement. That is production directly. Then there are two things here. After executing all basic methods, and then after executing productively, there are two things. Okay. So I'll have to get back to Excel for that. So let me save this to start with. Yeah, and I'll explain that. Okay. Um, After product check, product availability check, and then after basic methods. Okay. Now I'll give an example. I have sales for stock is 1000. Okay. Allocation is 400. What is allocation? Product allocation. I am saying for customer 1400. I'm creating sales order for that. Okay. For 1400 customer, there is stock of 1000. I am creating a sales order of 1500 quantity each is. Now two things, product availability check or after basic methods. If it is product availability check, it will look at 1000 which is available at a product level. Okay, your planned order quantity will be 500. Why? Because it is looking at a product level. Stock is 1000, sales order is 1500, shortage is 500, so it creates a planned order of 500. Okay, but if you say after basic methods, it will look at allocation. Okay, in this case, the planned order would be how much? 1500 is your sales order. Even though I have stock of 1000, it looks I cannot give this customer 1400 customer more than 500 cases or 500 HS. Stock is there. It's required for somebody else. But this customer can get only 400 out of 1000. Hence, there is a shortage of 1000. Sorry, the 1100. So the planned order would be 1100. In this case, planned order will be 500. So this is the difference between product availability check and after basic method. So it makes a lot of sense. Let me save this. Okay, get back to the system. We have done the config, all the master data is set up. I need to create a sales order. We check the sales org is extended to the customer, and the sales org is extended to the materials also. I have to create a sales order. And before that, let us make sure that there is nothing. Yeah, CTP-FG1. Okay, there is nothing, no forecast, no receipt. Create a sales order. Okay, sales order type is OR. Sales org, we have extended to 1000. Distribution channel is 10. And this is extended to which customer? 1400. We saw that. And this is too far. What is the date today? 23rd. Let's say 28th. 2802. Okay, is the requested delivery date. No problem. Material is CTP-FG1. Quantity says 600. Where you have to tell. Okay. If you have maintained the plant in the customer master, you don't have to do it. Or else you have to give 1000 as a plant. Hit enter. There is zero. There's nothing available. See here. I go here. See this icon? Check item availability. It should take you to APO availability check. Delivery proposal. 600 cases. It's saying it's available on 28th. It's available. How? Go to RRP product view. Refresh it. See? The sales order is already there, but it doesn't know the number of the sales order. Okay. For a temporary quantity requirement in the background, system already executed planning. Why? Because I have already in the product master PPDS tab, I've already said run this heuristic in the background. Okay. Not only single level, it would have done it at all the levels. Planned order for semi-finished goods, but it has done for all the levels. And sales order is a temporary quantity requirement because you have still not saved it. Okay, you be here and we go back, click this one. You don't have to do, it's already confirmed. That's why I actually manually came. You can select this, go to this one, schedule lines confirmed. Yeah, 28. Okay, if you see shipping data, you'll see all the goods issue date, loading date, all those things. And there is another place to check, that's again GATP, wherein you can select this one, go to this here, see this indicator. See the things that we checked. We went to scope of check, right? See here also you can check 02, no checking horizon. Here also you can check that and think that it didn't create a planned order. You may be thinking, why it didn't create planned order? I had said in the check instruction, you don't have to go to APO and check it. Here only you can check. See availability check first, then production. Okay, so everything can be checked here only. Okay, say okay and then save it, then it comes up with a sales order number. If it's not mandatory, you can always go and make the sales order complete. Yeah, you can say double click it, or you can say complete data. Gross is say 10 kg, net is say 5. Yeah, you should say document is complete. Yeah, you got the message. Save. Standard order 14387 has been saved. I go back to product view. See 14387. And sales order is actually pegged to all this. See, this is pegged to this is pegged to this. Sales order based planning. Okay, I'll give an exercise for you guys. Now I'm telling you that it does finite planning, but how did we didn't see finite because there's only one planner. So in the exercise, what you do is create planned orders on 27th, on 26th, on 25th. Make sure there is no capacity next week or even after 2 3 days. Then create a sales order for 28th. What system should do is it should go and find a slot outside where you have the capacity, and then it should create the sales order confirmation date should be sometime in March, because you don't have capacity to produce. Capacity is fully blocked. Okay, so that is find slot. Okay, so next week we can always
So
see.
can we use downtimes for that? Can we define downtime and
Oh
block
yeah,
it?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
I know. See, that's the reason we have defined it as find slot. If there is a downtime, then it's not a slot, right? It's not an open slot. So it will even, if it doesn't work, let me know. In your example, we'll see next week. Yeah, I'm telling you it works. And that's why the CTP is there. Wherever you have capacity, make sure that if you have created planned orders for next 2 weeks, okay, your sales order quantity should be higher than those planned orders, or else it'll say, okay, you have planned orders. It confirms. If your total planned order quantity is say 3,000 or 4,000 for the next 2 weeks, your sales order should be for 6,000. Only then there is shortage, right? Then it looks for a slot and plans outside those planned orders, and only there it confirms schedule lines. Okay. Actually, see, we have time. I wanted to actually show you product planning table. You do this today. This week you practice all this. Next week, let me know how it went, and we'll start product planning table in advanced planning in S4 HANA next week to start with, and then we'll also do planning in S4 HANA next week. That manual without check and all, just to see the difference between these two, and then we'll start interactive planning. Very interesting. We'll see a lot of functions. That we'll do, I think, Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, I need to leave. Maybe another 2 minutes. I need to take my daughter to doctor. Any questions, guys, so far?
So Sanjeev, so in S4 advanced planning, this strategy 3 will not work.
No. Procedure 3 is not there at all.
Procedure
Forget
it's
working.
not there.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
there.
So how it is done outside? So
S4.
yes, in
You
S4.
can CTP heuristic itself is not there. You cannot. That's the limitation.
Okay.
You cannot do it. Maybe you have to do it manually. Yeah, the DS board you have to make sure, and then see what happens is if you want to do it outside to your question, wherever the shortages, you have to see a report, a shortage report, and then you have to go and manually create planned orders wherever the capacity is, and then do scheduling in the PPDS board. Okay, now you have planned orders equals your sales order quantity, but the sales order was not fully confirmed, right? It confirmed only partial before. Then you have to execute back order processing in GATP. So that back order processing will go and reconfirm your sales orders again. Okay, so now if you have CTP, you don't need back order processing. We'll just go and see wherever the shortage is, it will plan. Yeah. So if not, you have to use back order processing. Yeah, we'll see all those. The next session will Saturday will be very interesting. Next week, don't miss planning in S4, and also interactive planning will be starting, and then DS board after that. Okay, no more questions. Cool, guys. Thanks so much. I will send the recording sometime tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, speak to you tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Abhay. Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.